Mr. Speaker, people like Ososi want to still hire youth to use them for mobilization, Mr. Speaker, for political issues, Mr. Speaker. We cannot allow the young people of this country are at the center of the attention of the president, Mr. Speaker. This issue that has been brought on, the issue of Nyota, Mr. Speaker, we cannot.
Senator Chalegei, there is a point of order from Senator Ososi.
Mr. Speaker, I rise on standing order number 105. The Senator for Nandi has made very serious allegations against me that I have been using youth for politics, for my own politics. Mr. Speaker, is he in order? Can he substantiate? Can he substantiate? I never said that the president is not doing anything about the youth, but I only questioned why a whole president is involved in merely distributing money by the World Bank. We have other presidents who have also received money for their countries, but we don't see these shenanigans around in those other countries. Is in order?
And then also you want to debate your
Kurugenzi, my man, Kurugenzi Minnesota. Na kama kabla sijaingia kwa hekaya ya leo, lazima tupige special shoutouts to our super customer of the day. Na leo ni none other than Bosco Keo. Aya, Bosco!
Mr. Speaker,
hello. God bless you, Bosco. Shukran sana juu ya kutumaindi. Na anyone else mwenye ameingia kwa hiyo site mazee amefanya mambo yake pale, bana tunakutii mazee. Hata ukiingia pale uchukue kabini dakika moja au unajenga mbaya sana. So God akubless. Bana, na asanteni kwa kutuweka hii town.
This is a house where we discuss, and I want to tell the young people,
sasa wangwana,
see your leaders.
Wacheni nianze kipindi na kusema, first of all, this is one of the darkest stories nishawaipiga. Na kabla sijaingia kwa hii story, ningependa tu kuambia mtu yote mwenye kidogo hana the mental toughness na kidogo stories dark zinaweza mtrigger.
It is not fair to this house.
Yeah, sababu hii
even after he risen on a point of order 105.
So kabla niingie, wacha nisikupate tu by surprise. Naomba tu cheza
he has continued to make further references to me. Mr. Speaker, you know very well, there is only one Ososi in this house.
Twende kazi.
He cannot avoid that by starting to mention the other Ososi. The only Ososi who is in Senate of the Republic of Kenya is one Godfrey Ososi. Can he respond? Can he respond
lakini vitu zika happen hapo.
105 request. He has to provide evidence in this house. He has to substantiate that Godfrey Ososi has been
ikaenda segemnege kidogo. So ile tu kujaribu kutafuta design ya kuokoa familia, ikabidi atafute kazi mbio na alipata shughuli kwa one of these small businesses. Sitasema ni gani, na try as much as possible kukua as vague as possible ndio watu wasipate identity ya victim wetu wa story. So alikama kapata kazi kwa small business pale. Hiyo business iko kwa service industry. Na akasukuma pale sababu ilikuwa ni small business. Senti ilikuwa na kama ilikuwa inasaidia kidogo at least kumsustain hapa. But bado alikuwa na need at least a bit more.
I will request your guidance. Understanding on the 116.
One of the customers alikam pale kwa hiyo job yao na msichana akamfikia tu akamwambia niaje mzee, mambo imekuwa
so I will need to be guided under context of switch standing on the 116.
Then you are completely out of order if you refer to Senator Ososi.
I say Ososis of this world.
Pia familia kuna vile inahitaji assistance na nini. Nasitaki kukuwa mtu wa kuomba doo. Mimi mazee ukasikia place mazee naweza pata kazi inaweza nilipa at least kitu fiti kidogo, tashukuru sana mazee. Na huyo customer kasikiza udem akona udem sharp, ni dem ana mambo mengi yani very courteous, very polite. Akaona mazee huyu wacha nijikaze bwana nimsaidie. So huyo customer alienda akapotea for some time, but kumbe vile alipotea si ati alikuwa tu amenyamaza, alikuwa kabisa akona udem at the back of his mind. na alikuwa anatafuta sana mali hata mplace. Luckily for the guy, pale job mali alikuwa anafanya, mambo ilimwendea fiti na akapromotiwa mazee. Sasa ile position aliingia, alikuwa na the power to hire and fire. So akiwa pale akakumbuka, kuna binti mazee alikuwa amerequest shughuli, wacha ni reach out. So aka reach out, akaongea na binti nini, na very good things came out of that. Very good things. In fact, apart from the girl mwenyewe kupata kazi,
if these gentlemen want to discuss the president, they should bring a substantive motion. And
I want to give the next Are you addressing the chair or to? Do you have the mic? Why? Point of order. Who is on the floor? Who is on the floor? So you want a point of order? What do you want? Proceed.
We were all elected to this house. There is nobody who can threaten us here. Speaker, under the rules of this house, once you as a speaker has given direction,
do you have the mic?
If somebody does not comply with that direction, they're out of order. And there are consequences. You have asked the senator from Nandi to withdraw or substantiate what he has made, and he has not done that. Why are you pretending like you don't know what the consequences are? Or you want me to read it for you? With that direction. They're out of order. So, Honorable Speaker,
Senator Sifuna,
let just a minute to withdraw, or we are all subject to the same rules, the same laws. It upsets some of us when we see an equal application of the law. If it was me who had failed to comply with the directive of the seat, I would already have been thrown out. Speaker, we want fairness in the application of the law. We are saying there are specific consequences for refusal to listen to the directive of the chair. Can those consequences now follow? Don't pretend you don't know the law.
Wakaingia shughuli, brother katumwa county tofauti, msichana pia katumwa county tofauti. Okay? So wanasukuma kazi tu kama kawa nini, but si unajua tu kwa kazi mambo kuja tena inaanza kukua mingi nini. Kukakuwa na tashwishi kidogo tu.
Since you know Senator Sifuna, have your seat. Relax, just relax. Just relax, Senator Sifuna. Senator Medu, you're out of order. I'll kick you out of this house. I'll throw you out of this house. Why are you addressing me, Senator Medu? Senator Medu, Senator Chaligai, this is the final warning. Final warning. Senator Sifuna, I said since. No, why should you stand up? Since Senator Chaligai insisted that he did not mention the name of Senator Otsosi as the senator, I said I need the answer right away before I leave this chair so that I can discipline Senator Chaligai squarely for that misconduct. I'm on his case, so just relax. Give me the next 15 minutes. No, that's enough, Senator Sifuna. Because I've made my ruling, I need that answer right away before I leave this chair. Watch this space, Senator Sifuna. Watch this space. Senator Sifuna.
Speaker.
Don't be in a hurry to leave today.
Speaker.
I want just wait for my ruling.
And I will also not tolerate snide remarks from the chair. But what I am saying is this, Honorable Speaker. We are all adults here. We know when games are being played. You are asking for a Hansard when you know Senator Cherargei is playing games. There is only one Osotsi in this house. You yourself have given the direction that he spoke after Osotsi spoke. So you know there are games being played. Why do you need a Hansard? You have given a directive. Let him follow the directive. Huh? And Speaker, I spend more time in this house
Senator
than you.
Sifuna,
Don't try to insinuate
Senator
that
Sifuna.
I am in a hurry.
Senator Sifuna, I have given my directive. The next, me have no problem. Senator Sifuna, when I was elected to this position, actually, you were not around. You were not around in this house when I was elected. So stop threatening me, Senator Sifuna. Senator Wamatinga.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to contribute. I would want also to start by contributing the statement led by Senator Kenyo from Laikipia. Indeed, the role of the nurses in this country, in any part of the world, it is so essential, Mr. Speaker, that we cannot afford to get it right. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I would want to put it before this house and to every caring
kwa hii area
Kenyan,
sasa Udema anafanya kazi na sasa juu yote ashwishi ikabidi mazee hapa kidogo kazi itabidi isimame kiasi wasort vitu hapo, so mdema mazee kapoteza job hivyo mazee, na ilikuwa mazee imeshika fiti do ilikuwa kampoa, unaona sasa hivi anacombine na bro wake wanasaidia ule mwenye anasomeshwa anasoma nyumbani, watu wanasaidika, ilikuwa na come through sana. So it was a big blow maze for the lady eventually kupoteza hii kazi. So akatoka hiyo alikuwa kaunti ingine, ikabidi afunganye virago zake zote, arudi wapi? Arudi mtaa. So kurudi pale mtaa, ili happen
to tell them the journey that we walked, and most important, Mr. Speaker, to encourage them. Mr. Speaker, sir, we drive our kids to school. It is not that we don't have drivers or matatus that can drive them. Why we take that opportunity is because we want to interact with them. We want to guide them, Mr. Speaker. I wonder why, Mr. Speaker, any reader in this house would stand up and say, you cannot give the youth the priority that they need. You cannot give them the guidance. You cannot give them the time. You cannot give them, Mr. Speaker, the mentoring that they need. Mr. Speaker, in what the president does, Mr. Speaker, I see a caring father who would want to work with the kids, with the young ones. For those who are saying this is little money, Mr. Speaker, some of us started our lives with less than 20,000 and we've made it as far as we
ule mwenye alikuwa nasomeshwa by God's grace na kujituma kwa our two siblings. Finally alikuwa amemaliza nini? Amaliza shule. Alright? So kukakuwa kuna a small bash ya graduation pale. Waingie wa celebrate mazee sibling wao wamekafunga nini. Wasikie fiti. And a very tight-knit family. So time walipanga hiyo shughuli hapa Nairobi, because it was just like a small thing. Sidhani ama the extended family walika, I think walika. So kukakuwa na the graduation ceremony happen nini na kila mtu akarudi. Sio graduation hiyo mkishamaliza shughuli yenu 5 watu ni masafari, kila mtu anaendelea. Sasa the siblings wakabaki wakiwa tu peke yao sasa. So akajiambia mazee, it's a good day, mambo imeenda fiti hapa. Let's celebrate mazee, wacha tusikie fiti, najua mambo ijaniendea poa, nimepoteza wera. But hiyo imaanishi sasa ati it's all doom and gloom, hapana. A good thing has happened. Na ile wera pia nilikuwa nayo imesaidia mrembo amefunga shule, amemaliza shule finally. So waka agree, the siblings wakiwa watatu, wacha tuende tusikie fiti. So kutoka mali wanaishi just across the main highway kuna some establishments hapo za watu kupiga sherehe nini. Na kuna moja hapo ilikuwa fiti, a very decent one. Wakasema hiyo iko sawa, acha tuingie hapo. Tujibambe, tukule muziki yetu, tufinye mambo yetu pole pole, usikie poa.
It's a 5-year
So
plan, Mr.
brother,
Speaker,
sisters wawili wakavuka
meant to reach
barabara
out to
wakaingia,
only 820,000.
wakatulia pale, wakapiga mambo
The
yao,
statement should be
wakapiga mambo
clear
yao. It was a good day,
whether
wazee wanasikia good,
The
wanasikia
repayment
poa.
will be with the rest of the
Wakapiga
tax-
kitu mpaka
tax
kitu saa 7
payers,
usiku.
or
At
just
1 AM
like the way
wakajiambia,
we
hey,
treat our
wazee
university
wanaisikia
students.
kwa system, it's a good
Only
time to
those
go home,
who get
wakati
loans
bado wako na
are the
nguvu ya
ones
kufanya
who
nini, ya
pay.
kutembea. Kumbukeni kutoka pale
If
hadi
we
hata
can
in fact
apply
wakiwa
that
kwa keja
to
saa ingine
university
wanasikiaga
students,
mziki ya hii
why don't
ya
we
hii maskan. So ni
design
karibu
it so that the
karibu sana.
children who actually
So wakaambia na
receive
sawa,
this
imekuwa
money,
true, wacha tutoke,
are the ones
turudi
who
wapi?
eventually
Turudi home. Najua ni
pay
siblings wanaishi
from those
pamoja,
businesses.
si wakatoka tu
We will
pamoja,
not be asking for
wakatoka
them.
nje ya establishment fiti, wakaenda
Mr. Speaker,
wakavuka the main highway
The statement
vizuri kabisa, no incidences.
bring out
Wakavuka wakatokea
the
the other
selection
side,
criteria.
then
the fact
steps
that the
kiasi
children apply
mpaka mahali
online,
wanaishi. Sasa mahali
and then
wanaishi
they are invited
ndio
to
uweze
come and
kuaccess
collect the money.
gate, lazima
Doesn't
uachane na
guarantee
path. Hii
that
path watu
it is
wanatembelea,
free and
uingie
fair.
kwa kachuom,
Mr. Speaker,
na hii chuom
it's quite
iko na
possible
dead end
that
pale
behind
mwisho,
the screens,
like
we
uko
would be
mwisho
having
there is
people
no way
manipulating
unaweza enda
so that
anywhere.
the people who
Ni mwisho,
benefit
ni dead end kabisa,
benefit
juu kuna gate ya hii
selectively,
maskani
Mr.
wanaishi,
Speaker.
na I think fence ya
Finally,
kitu
on
iko
this
hapo.
point, Mr. Speaker,
So
I want to
immediately
join
walitoka kwa
all
the
those
main
who
path,
believe
wakaturn
that
sasa
doing
kwa hiyo
business,
nini towards the
doing
dead end,
politics
ndio waende waingie kwa
with this
gate,
money is wrong.
wakasikia bike
It is wrong
ikikampia, bike imekula hiyo
to
turn
do
now.
politics with
So hawa
this
wanaendelea tu kutembea juu
Because
wanajua hii
we
bike
know,
maybe imekam
Mr.
kudrop
Speaker,
pia mtu ametoka tu
in
shughuli
some of
zake
the rallies,
anaenda home. Kidogo
millions
bike
of
inakam
shillings are used on that day
simama hapo
just to
kando
bring
yao, wase wawili
the
wanashuka,
politicians
mmoja ako na gun,
and
mwingine ako na
their
panga.
escorts. Those
So
choppers
mara
that
hiyo
go to
hiyo
those
wanaambiwa
farms,
haya, kila kitu
they are
maze, kila
funded by
kitu
taxpayers' money.
juu kidogo kaulevi kako.
And therefore, when
Mrembo
we say
wetu
we
hapa
shouldn't do
haja
politics with
register
this, we are
ni kuibiwa,
sponsored.
wanaibiwa.
There
Yeye kwanza
is
alikuwa
no
anafikiria ai, kwani
difficulty
tulitoka ile
in
maskan
this
kama
money,
hatuja
Mr.
clear bill,
Speaker,
ndio hawa watu
being
wamekujia na ubaya hivi.
transferred
So wanapigwa pigwa masearch nini nini
digitally
nini,
without
simu zikachukuliwa,
all this
lakini kuna huyu sister
hullabaloo
mdogo huyu mwenye
that we all
wanamcelebrate
see
yeye,
that have no
alitupa
returns.
simu wapi?
Finally,
Chambers.
Mr.
Ni kama
Speaker,
alisikia hiyo
because I
bike
don't have
ikikam
time,
akaiseti,
colleagues
hawakuona
will be
ameseti
interested
simu
to
hapo.
know
So vile walikuwa
if
na
you
search
open the
hapo wakichukua
website,
chukua masimu
that the
maganji
money
nini
has
nini,
gone to counties.
yeye hawakukumbuka
And the
hawajachukua nini
counties,
simu,
there is a
so walimwacha
specification
nayo.
of how much money went where.
So waka nini say,
issue
na,
of
wako very
equity
rough juu
There be an
si unaona ni
explanation
two ladies na
why
one guy,
certain
wanaona nika
counties
huyu guy anaweza
receive less money
nini, so
and
wanampiga
other
piga na
counties
panga
get more money.
hii
It is
side,
all here
na kuna
on the website.
kofi mbaya kama hiyo ya
Speaker,
panga inakuwaga ni nyingine ya unanzi.
we will insist
So wanampiga piga
on
nayo
behalf of
kwa
the people of
mgongo, ni
Kenya
papa
that all
toa
Kenyan
kila
youth
kitu mazee, ametoa kila kitu, hawana kabisa kabisa. So once wamechukua kila kitu mazee, before wapande bike, mmoja akasema lazima tuende na mmoja wenu.
Thank you, Mrs.
So
Speaker.
anashindwa mazee, mshatuibia ni nini tena mazee, mbona hivi? Huyu msichana wetu seeing as she's the oldest, akasema twendeni basi. So of course the other two wanashindwa, hey, aje sasa. Akawambia mazee,
the level of
lazima tu.
motivation, Mr. Speaker, should be the highest
Ukiwachokoza
among the
ndio
other
itakuwa mbaya. So
departments of the
kile
other
wanadai
professionals.
wacha tu tufanye,
The
ndio hii
issues
story
that have been
iishe
raised
haraka.
here
So
should
the two siblings
be
wakatulia
immediately addressed
na
because,
huyu
Mr.
mrembo
Speaker,
akaambiwa
without
panda pikipiki.
the nurses,
So ikakuwa ni the rider,
in our
mrembo
health sector,
katikati na huu guide
then
mwingine
we do
hapa
not
nyuma.
have
Kumbuka moja ako na panga, mwingine
future
ako
as
na
far as a
bunduki.
healthy nation
So
is concerned, Mr. Speaker.
Film
So it's a
Aura
matter
15:02 登
that
场，为大家整理
should
介
be
绍
quickly
本次
addressed by
更
the
新内容。
leadership
首先
of
是
that
AI
particular
生图功能，
county.
本次升级搭
Mr. Speaker,
载
allow
了
me
热门
to
Nano
also
Banana 2模型，可直接
give my input as far as
changamka. Hawa
the
wawili
great
mazee wako hapo nje ya
Nyota
gate wanashindwa
program
mazee
is
wafanye
concerned.
nini? Hiyo
And I
bike
want
ime
to
speed off
appreciate
deadly, wamejaribu kukimbiza
Senator
wao, nothing, hawawezi shika,
Nyandarua,
imeenda kabisa
Senator
kabisa
Metu,
kabisa.
because
So
in his
sasa
statement,
luckily
he clearly
ile
indicates
simu ya ule sister
that the
iko-
Nyota
iko
programs
somewhere.
aim
So
to
ametoa,
enhance
anajaribu kufikiria ni
employment
nani anaweza
opportunities.
pigia, yani
Thank you,
it was
Senator
a
Metu,
state
for
fulani ya
realizing
confusion deadly.
that this program led
Binti on
by
the
the
other side
president, Dr. William
amepelekwa na hawa
Ruto,
wasee, wameenda
focused on
wameingia mahali
enhancement
huko
of
kwa
employment.
mabush huko kwa vichaka
fostering
kabisa.
enterprise
So
development.
kufika
Mr.
pale
Speaker.
mazee wakamwambia shuka.
Senator
eh,
Metu
tumefika.
realizes and
So of course
acknowledges
anashuka,
that
kuna
this
kitu
program
ni kichaka,
does
bush
foster
kabisa.
this development.
So mmoja mazee
advances
huyu mwenye
skills
alikuwa
and
passenger
promotes economic
akashuka
inclusion
akashika
for the
mrembo
youth
hapa,
in Kenya,
cheke,
Mr.
kamuingiza
Speaker.
wapi kwa
I want to
kichaka
appreciate
kule.
that Senator
So dem
Meru
akajua exactly
appreciates
nini nataka
that Nyota
kuwafanya.
program
Akajaribu
had
kubega kwambia
high levels of importance and
kupatia kila kitu yenye
significance for the
tulikuwa nayo,
youth
naomba
and was
tutafadhali yake
addressing
usiniguze.
youth unemployment throughout the nation.
Kwanza ni
Mr.
makofi
Speaker.
hapo zinatembea mbaya. Pa, pa,
This
pa.
is positive
Sitakwambia tena.
acknowledgement, Mr. Speaker.
Dem akona
Himself
hapa,
he
huyo
acknowledges.
ataniua. Na
As much as
afadhali
he has
risasi.
questioned on
Panga.
some of the
Panga
intricacies,
iwezi.
Mr. Speaker.
So
But
wakati
I want to stay on the matter that
jamaa
has been
akamdhulumu
discussed
hapo mazee
on the
for
issue
minutes.
of
One of
equitability.
the worst
Mr.
things
Speaker,
dem
Nyota
ashaipitia mazee,
program
anasema yani
ensured
kila time
that
akikumbuka hiyo
each
kitu
ward
anasikiaga
had 70
uchungu
youths
inatoka kwa kichwa mpaka kwa
who had
mguu,
an
hajaisikia
opportunity
yani
of fairness.
vibaya hiyo
There
design.
was no any
So,
single corruption
after the
on the
ordeal,
beneficiaries
jamaa
for
akaamka,
the young people.
dem
It was a
akovizia
fair
na
program
bleed
that you
deadly.
just needed to log
Jamaa
in, Mr. Speaker,
akamwacha.
and
So,
you are able to be
anatembea,
recruited.
aende kwa
This
bike,
program
au aende.
ensured that
Sijui
you were
mazee
given
nini
the
iliambia huyu mrembo.
entrepreneurial skills, Mr.
Eh,
Speaker.
hapa ni kwa
This
bush
program
mazee,
again
sijui
follows
naweza
again.
jitoa
I
hapa
mean,
aje.
which
Since
leader in this
ashanimalizia
country, for
anyway,
Christ's sake,
wacha
would not want to
nirudi
you see the
niwaambie
youth of this country
wanifikishe
getting
wapi, at least
transformed
mahali
by
najua,
none other
ndio
than
mimi
Dr.
nitembee
William
tu
Ruto,
niende
Mr.
mtaa.
Speaker. He has led
So
that
akirudi
program
tu hivi
in
maze
each and every
kumbeg ni aje
county.
mtu
We
yangu,
as
mnaweza
leaders
hata niweka mahali ule mmoja mwenye alikuwa sana ride, yani wewe, kwani wewe, akapiga bike stand kak, akainini akashuka, akakama kamshika tena akamwambia turudi hivyo. Hata nilikuwa niende maze, lakini sasa wewe umekuja hapa turudi. Sasa huu ni jamaa wa pili maze, dem anashindwa hii ni nini ya kia Mungu, shetani. Akarudishwa huko kwa hiyo bush maze, kambiwa chini. So akaona hapa maze uchungu tayari nasikia ni hatari na bleed deadly. Akamwambia tu jamaa, maze mtu yangu, wacha tu nikuambie ukweli, nilikuwa na uoga singeambia wa kwanza, lakini nimeona wewe ni mtu naweza kusikiza, wacha tu nikwambie. Siko sawa 100, but I am not okay. Niliinfectiwa na HIV sometime back. So maze, justaki uingie kwa ngori, naomba tu maze usifanye hivyo. Wacha nitafute other ways za kukusatisfy. Jamaa akasema sawa, iko sawa. So hapo ikabidi orally mara hiyo. Makosa hizi gaidi ya ziogi manze, it was the worst. Yani ushaipona mtu mazee ako hai lakini ana smell kama amedead, yani juu ya uchafu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And on behalf of my good sister, my good friend, Senator Hamida Kibwana, allow me to prosecute her agenda on contamination of the Nairobi River with antibiotics and pharmaceutical waste. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement on a matter of county-wide concern from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources regarding contamination of the Nairobi River and its tributaries with antibiotics and other pharmaceutical waste, which threaten human life and the environment and food safety. Mr. Speaker,
it was bad. It was bad. Na unajua by the way brain zetu vile ziko wired, kitu kama ni mbaya mazee, huwezi karibisha karibu na you can't, utapiuka hapo dead. So alingangana lakini nothing. Kuna ule jamaa akaona huyu anani waste ya time hapa, akamseti tena mazee mara ya pili. Sasa ilifika mahali ikakuwa sasa hata wewe sasa nifanyeni kile mtafanya juu sasa this is the worst of the worst. Hakuna kitu ingine worse than this. So jamaa after shughuli yake akaamka, kamwacha hapo, panda kaenda kakalia bike yake na mwenzake and they rode off wakaishia. Dem after some time akaamka, uchungu deadly, akang'ang'ana akatembea ni giza. Unajua sasa saa ngapi? Sasa ni kitu saa 8:30, ni masaa mbaya. So akaanza kutembea, at least anaenda akiangalia mabuildings kwa mbali nini. Akafika mahali kuna ka construction site, akasikia bike tena inakama, akajiambia woi ni wale wasio wanarudi na hawa sitaka tena waniwai. So akaenda akadive kwa hiyo, so jua mahali kuna construction site kuna kogana changarawe tu hapo, ndio mafundi wanatumia. So alienda akalala flat kwa hiyo changarawe, hiyo bike ikakama ikapita. Turns out it was somebody else, haikuwa wale wase. So akaamka akang'ang'ana finally akafika mahali kuna barabara. Manze kwa road the very first people anaona ni wase anajua hawajui ati kabisa but hii time walikuwa wanapiga sherehe kwa ile club ni wase walikuwa wametry kumkatia but hakuwa na feel vibe yao ni nini, so story yao akakata na wale wakaendelea na shughuli yao. So imagine wakiwa tu kwa road wanaona ule dem tena ndio huyo anakaa makovizia amechafuka head to toe, ndio akakaa akawaambia story yote vile kumeenda nini. Walifeel busy, so wakaambia wewe ingia ndani, hata sidhani ni idea kwa kukupeleka home, wewe wacha tukimbie wapi, tukimbie hosi. Wakampeleka hosi, hiyo hosi ya kwanza it's a public hospital. Wakamsikiza hapo nini, but kuna ile ya pre-exposure inaitwa prep. Hiyo prep ni kama haikuwa, so wakamfanya tu first aid hapo nini, wakamwambia come kesho tukupatie nini hizo staff uanze nini mapema. But mazee aamini ati anaenda kulala kama hajapewa hizo manini. So akarudi akaambia maboys mazee wamenipiga mafasta lakini hawajanipatia ile the most important thing, hiyo kitu hawajanipea. So ama boys hapana wangekubali, wakatoka na demo wakampeleka another public hospital a bit further. Wakafika huko wakaingia, akareceiviwa fiti, kila kitu akaangaliwa poa nini, wakampiga hiyo prep, wakamuuliza story ni gani nini, akamwambia story yote. Mazee ilikuwa very sad. Na so hiyo hospitali ya pili by the way walikuwa wameshikanare, walicall hiyo hospitali ya kwanza wakaambia hiyo ni upuzi gani, mna release aje patient na mjampatia. In fact hiyo hospitali ya kwanza walijam kiasi juu walikuwa wameambia udema kuje kesho, but Saturday makunini. So vile udema alirudi huko the following day, walimuuliza wewe tunakuambia ukuje kesho unaenda kutushtaki huko. Ilikuwa tu mambo mingi. So huko wakamshughulikia poa, wakamassign mpaka a counselor. Manze nilisikia ni kitu ina happen kwa public hospital, nikasema wow. Sasa zingine by the way tunapiga gava deadly, but there are some small things that they are doing right. Na kama wanafanya kitu safi, kudos. So wakapigwa counseling hapo, wakapata counselor hapo mwenye aliwakio jani na yeye zile prep amepatiwa, akameza hiyo nini yote. Na at least mazee wezagi heal kabisa, lakini
at the next sitting of the Senate on Tuesday 31st March 2026, the tentative business for the day will include business not concluded from today's order paper, as well as the business indicated in the notice page. The tentative business for the morning sitting on Wednesday, 1st April 2026 will include questions to cabinet secretaries as approval by the Senate Business Committee, as well as motions. The questions
mnakumbuka mazee ni mresh by the time incident ina happen, job ilikuwa imekatika nini. Na usually for most victims mali wamekutwa na ngori hawapendagi kuendelea kukaa hapo juu sasa area yote ishajua ni yule alifanywa mbaya na wasee wa pikipiki huko nini. Kuna ka stigma tu fulani juu kuna watu tu hapa nje hawana akili, wanaimikigika ni kama ni fault yako hiyo ilikuwa penia, na wewe ulikuwa umetoka tu sherehe yako unaenda nyumbani kwako, mtu tu akatoka mahali ametoka akachukua akakufanyia. It's crazy. But mazee despite hiyo ngori yote amepitia, haezi hama juu mazee funds za hata tu kusurvive hapa na pale ni noma. Sasa ya kupiga move inatoka wapi mazee? Wangwana nilicheck hiyo story mazee, yani nikasikia nimefika mwisho. Yani kuna sahi mtu tu hata nikaambiwa ni aje huyu amepatikana amefanya mtu mbaya, yani hata siwezi wewe kwa tutaya juu sasa you have no use. Like, kama ni wizi si uibe tu uende. Sasa ile ni deadly. So nikasema mazee wakurugenzi, ni mkurugenzi mwenzetu actually ni fan tangu zamani deadly, na insalaba itakuwa easy ya kwake tukibeba tu sisi wote. Number one, kama uko na maskan tu, uko na space ya mrembo mchapa kazi, anaweza kama mtu apige kazi, nitaweka namba ya rafiki yake hapa for obvious reasons. Sitaka kuweka namba yake, alafu kuna tu watu wengine pia kwa hii internet yenu hapo wanakuwa tu na ukumbafu. So ndaweka namba ya rafiki yake ndio at least aweze kuvet before mshikanishe na mrembo wetu. Kama uko na kitu tu anaweza fanya, yani apate tu kitu fiti at least wa survive, na hata aweze tu kutoka hiyo area, inaweza kuwa fiti sana. But in the meantime, Wakuru, mnajua vile si ufanya mazee. Bwana, nitaweka tu hiyo namba ya rafiki yake hapo. Wewe anything uko nayo weka ndio at least dem hata atoke huko. Hakuna kitu mbaya kama kila siku mazee, especially akiwa ametoka kutafuta mahasol zake, arudi kukiwa na giza kidogo, then anajipata tena kwa the same path na giza. Hakuna kitu mbaya kama hiyo. Any victim anaweza kuambia, wacheni tumtoe. Yeah. So ndaweka namba hapa. We vamieni. Mnajua vile si udu. Vamieni hiyo namba kabisa mazee. Wacheni tutoe udem hapo. She's been through a lot. I think it's about time bana tumtulize roho kiasi. Sasa wadau, shukran sana.
To the Senate and the ranking junior secondary schools from primary schools. The projected business for Thursday, 2nd April 2026 will include business not concluded in the order paper for Wednesday, 1st April 2026, and any other business scheduled for the Senate Business Committee. Mr. Speaker, sir, the honorable senators will recall the Senate is scheduled to proceed on the recess at the rise of the Senate on Thursday, 2nd April 2026, in accordance with the Senate's calendar 1. Therefore, once again, urge honorable senators with business scheduled in the order papers and the programs of the Senate business for the next week to be available in the Senate to prosecute the same. I also urge the party whips to ensure that the requisite number of county delegation is achieved for the paid.
Na mazee imekuwa true sana. Looking forward mazee kutengenezea udem maisha na nyinyi. Na God bless sana. Mjawahi niachilia ever. Tusukume hii kitu man. Safi. Adios muchachos. Peace.
County Public Accounts Committee play a paper on the table of the Senate. And consequently also to give Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following resolution of the Senate today,
Senate on Thursday, 26th March 2026. Vihiga, Kitui, Bungoma, Embu, Nyandarua, Mandera, Laikipia, Kwale, Meru, Bomet, West Pokot, Nyeri, Trans Nzoia, Elgeyo Marakwet, Narok, Machakos. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. Yes, Senator Ososi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, that is PAC tabling their papers. I just wanted to get clarification from you, because you know on 31st, we are having a very important, 31st, which is next Tuesday, the constitutional deadline for Senate to consider and examine and take appropriate action on the audit report. I am concerned because today is Thursday and we are breaking for the weekend, and my committee has processed a number of many reports, which I'm told the clerk presented it for processing, and up to now they are not ready, and we seem to be running out of time. So, Mr. Speaker, can you direct that the officers who are involved in processing the report, they take into account that on 31st, that is the last date, and that is the same date where we are supposed to be presenting a motion here on those reports. But today, I have sat here waiting to table the reports, and they are nowhere, Mr. Speaker. So what is happening? Can you direct them that they take their work seriously, Mr. Speaker?
Chair CP. I will be consulting with the clerk's office, and I think they are also well informed that we have deadlines. These are constitutional deadlines, so we will be giving way forward during this session. So, next on the clerk, Damboni.
Mr. Speaker, my concern is small, even almost looking like trivial, but very important. When children are brought to Parliament by their schools, their parents do it at great expense to sponsor those children. Mr. Speaker, pattern has formed in this House where children from private schools, when they come here, they are readily acknowledged to plenary. From yesterday, 3 schools came, they were not acknowledged. Today, this is the 3rd school in the House, they have not been acknowledged, and yet this, Mr. Speaker, to these children is a big day in their lives. Mr. Speaker, would you clarify the criteria used to make a decision on which school will be introduced to the plenary and which one will not? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well noted, Senator Boni Karwale, Senator of Kakamega County. Yeah, that shouldn't be addressed. It's a good observation you've made. As much as we welcome our students, they will really want to be appreciated, but I'm handling with the relevant office. So, Honorable Senators, we go back now to order number 8.
Order number 8, the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 7 of 2026, first reading, a bill for an act of parliament to amend the Constitution of Kenya.
Very well. So, Honorable Senators, looking at our order of business from order number 10 to order number 22, I reorganize so that we go to order number 23.
Order number 23, motion, report of the proceedings of the AI conference on the role of Parliament in shaping the future of responsible AI, held from 28th to 30th November 2025 in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Resumption of debate interrupted on Wednesday, 25th March 2026, morning sitting.
Yeah, sure, Senator Zena, and a balance of 80 minutes. But using my good eyes, I can't see her in this house. So this debate is open to whoever is interested to make his or her contribution. Honorable Senators, Senator Samson Chelagay. Honorable Senators, you know when you want to catch the eyes of the Speaker, there is nothing called a procedure in our standing orders. So unless you are very clear on what you intend to do. I gave Senator Mbone Karwale, I said he mentioned procedure, but I gave him because of his seniority. But any other senator, Senator Chalage, you should, Senator Eddy, there is nothing known as procedure. I had given you the form, but now I want really to ask you to wait for the 80 minutes. I can see Senator Zena is back to the House, so she can utilize her 80 minutes balance. And then we'll proceed, Senator Chalage. Senator Ndokech, point of? Okay, proceed.
Mr. Speaker, my clarification is based on the systems that are running in the House. Mr. Speaker, perhaps you might notice that I was on the dashboard for quite some times on a point of intervention, but I could not be able to catch your eye, or at least I could not be able to catch your gadget, because maybe your gadgets are not configured to specify which intervention we are making. Maybe the gadgets are just there to...
Senator Ndokech, you know the former system was better.
Exactly.
Because it would give the chair.
Yes. So it's good you acknowledge
interventions.
Yes.
And when senators want to speak.
Yes.
Interventions were very clear.
And that's why I'm saying,
so
Speaker,
this system really should be reconfigured.
That I was seeking your attention on a point of intervention. In fact, I realized that when Senator Boni Aluale raised the issue that he raised, the students are actually behind you and you cannot be able to see them because maybe there is no system for you to see them. And those students will soon be leaving the House. So I wanted to just humbly request on that same point that perhaps in courtesy that was extended by Senator Boni Aluale, you perhaps get to recognize them before they leave, because I can observe from up there that the sergeants are moving in a way likely to suggest that they will be sending those students out of the House soon. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, this afternoon, senators are really concerned about communication when our students visit. So I will request my assistants here to make sure that we have that communication to make. And also in future, as you have rightly observed, from the chair, you cannot be able to know what is happening behind me. So maybe we also need, as they reconfigure this system, also to make sure that you have a screen at the end of the chair so that also you can be able to observe what is happening at the public gallery. Senator Medwed, proceed and make your clarification.
Mr. Speaker, I know we have made a comment on this system, and as you go out, and by the way, Mr. Speaker, first I must also inform this House that since I was sworn in September of 2022, today is the first time that I've been cautioned. I have never been disorderly in this House. And of course I know why, but before then, Mr. Speaker, I have been very patient, even when, because we can see on this dashboard, we can see the speaking list. I've been very patient, even when you have allowed other people to speak and they are behind me, because it is your attitude. But, Mr. Speaker, it now has gotten to a point that I thought it's important that I raise this clarification from yourself, because you allowed Senator Cherargei to comment on the statements that have been sought. I've been here, I've been queuing to make a statement on that, to give my comment on the other statements that have been sought. You didn't allow me. You allowed other senators who came after me, but you didn't allow me.
Your clarification.
So the clarification that I require from you, because you have now allowed the Senator Cherargei to now make a comment on the report, do I continue sitting and waiting, or is this, do these requests for speak make any sense to you? Do they make any sense to you? I mean, do we need to actually queue?
Senator
and you can make as much noise.
I gave you. I can see now you didn't want to engage the chair. I gave you the last warning this afternoon, but I can see you still want to really be active on TikToks this evening. So what I'm saying is that we are done with that order. We have really made a lot of progress. So what are we asking? Can you sit down? Okay. You know, and on the chair is never scanned by the rooks. So we proceed with the next order. Senator Azena, can you utilize 8 minutes?
Thank you, Mr.
We are
Speaker.
doing serious business in this house.
Indeed, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
To be uninterrupted for the next 8 minutes.
You are right, Mr. Speaker. I was contributing on the report of the proceedings of the Artificial Intelligence Conference on the role of Parliament in shaping the future of responsible AI, held from the 28th to the 30th November 2025 in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Mr. Speaker, like I was saying before, I was cut off during the last session. It is very sad that this very important conference did not take into consideration members of the ICT committee within the Senate. None of us was even involved. Mr. Speaker, neither was any of us who also sit in the committee for the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association involved. It would have been important because at least we would have come back with very substantive input for the legislative works that we have been prosecuting. Mr. Speaker, however, I reiterate that there are many advantages of AI, unlike compared to the disadvantages of the same. For example, Mr. Speaker, in the AI automates repetitive tasks. That means they will reduce the errors that are usually caused by human beings when doing carrying out the same tasks. And Mr. Speaker, I beg to be protected from Senator Cherargei's interruption with Senator Kajwang.
Since you are well protected by the chair, Senator Kajwang and Senator Cherargei. I thought you were sitting together. How are you interrupting the honorable senator from where you are sitting?
They are conversing so loudly across the floor, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, apart from the reduction in the human error, we also have the reliability of the fact that with the automative operation of AI, we are able to have a 24-hour service in offices, for example, where you need customer care services, where we have seen also revolution in the health sector, whereby you have patients asking direct questions and then getting immediate proactive answers right there. And therefore, it also leads to cost efficiency. Mr. Speaker, the operational cost is also reduced. When it comes to the employment sector, if a firm, for example, has to employ 20 people, AI can take care of that task in a matter of minutes. The downside of that is that it will lead to very few people having jobs, and that is going to limit my fellow youth in job acquisition. Mr. Speaker, the other advantage of AI is in handling dangerous tasks. For example, when it comes to factories that operate under very hazardous environments, we are able to employ AI, and that reduces the risk against human beings. However, it will be very important, like I said yesterday, Mr. Speaker, that we first of all ensure that our countries are very aggressive in ensuring that we have coverage across the whole country, to ensure we have enough internet accessibility, electricity connectivity across the whole country, so that those of us from very remote parts of this country are not disadvantaged when the world is moving way ahead. We are left behind because, first of all, we do not even have phones because our areas are not connected, and we do not have power and internet to be able to ensure efficient communication across the globe and to catch up with the rest of the world. Madam Speaker, there has been also advancement in the medical sector, whereby we have AI coming up with solutions that aggressively before human beings are even able to know, or professional and qualified doctors are able to arrive at these solutions, Madam Speaker. And I think it's a very good thing to incorporate AI in the medical sector, the business sector, the education sector, and every other sector that will ensure rapid empowerment of our people. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Senators, I have a communication. I would like to acknowledge the presence in the public gallery this afternoon of visiting teachers and students from Uruku Girls Senior School in Meru County. The delegation comprises 2 teachers and 47 students who are in the Senate for a one-day academic exposition. Honorable Senators, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to them, and on behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. I thank you. I'd like to request the Honorable DS, do you want to invite, to welcome the school to the Senate?
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity to welcome the gracious ladies from Uruku Girls Secondary School in South Imenti constituency, Nkwene Ward, and Meru County. This is a school which is very, very known to me. I really served them as a member of parliament for 10 years, and we really worked in good partnership with the principal then. So I'm really grateful that they are here. Actually, I didn't know that they are on the public gallery, only that I learned this to communication as I was chairing the session. So I want to welcome you to the Senate. This is the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, which I serve as your senator and also have a responsibility as the Deputy Speaker of the Senate. I'm very glad that you have been here when I was managing the House. And when you go back to Meru, you tell the Meru community that the Kaduri Morongi is a good manager, a good speaker, who is never intimidated when he is doing his duty. And you know, for the 10 years that I served you, I really strongly supported your school. We did so many projects there, and I'm glad that you are here. I will find an opportunity to visit you again. Even though I left the constituency, I work closely with the Member of Parliament and Dr. Shando MP, Honorable Dr. Chandra Kimwiti. I will come to visit you personally in the next and during the next term, second term, so that we can interact, we can mingle, we can really have some good time there. And you know, even now, before you leave, I want to see you behind this house, you know, the other side. So I'm coming there to say to you and to appreciate you. Thank you for the two teachers or 3 who are here and the students. So work hard. We say in Kiswahili, bindi yako litakusaidia. So it is you, vacant, don't follow the mob psychology when you're in school. Just do your personal commitment to get the best grades that will make you even to become senators and very great people, girls in this republic. So thank you very much. Karibuni sana, and may God bless you as you do your career path.
Senator Kajwang, what's your point of order?
Honestly,
Just give him the mic.
Can I? Okay. Madam Speaker, the Deputy Speaker is a custodian of rules and procedures in this House. And he is aware that when you're speaking in this House, you address the chair. You don't address the gallery. Is the Deputy Speaker in order to address the gallery to the point of pointing at the young students in as much as he's passionate about their coming to the Senate, because they must also go back knowing that this is a house of rules, this is a house of procedure, this is a house of order, and the custodian is none other than the Senator for Meru as a Deputy Speaker. Shouldn't the Deputy Speaker address the chair in as much as he's welcoming the delegation?
You know,
Honorable
Senator
DS, Honorable DS, I've not given you an opportunity to speak yet. Honorable Kajwang, yes, I need to ask you to respond to the point of order. He did actually, he addressed me in the point of order that you are out of order, and I am speaking before you to come to your aid. Honorable Kajwang, there is some level of acceptable excitement, given that the school is from his place. So DS, in the remainder of your speech, which you should finalize in 30 seconds, please address the chair.
Honorable Chair, when you give me the mic, I really recognized you. And Cindy, thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. But you know, I'm passionate with this school. So that is why I'm really looking at the heights of these girls, because I really want them to become the best model at school. And Honorable Speaker, these girls and the teachers have not complained. And I know even when they travel back to Meru, they will not be complaining in that bus or the van they are using, because I'm passionately speaking to them and encouraging them to be the best in this country. So, Senator Kajwang, instead of even maybe seeking for time.
Order, Senator Diaz, don't address Senator Kajwang. You've made your point. Finalize your address to the...
Honorable Speaker, what Senator Kajwang could be seeking to do is to request even for 1 minute to still encourage these girls, instead of interrupting a very flowing message from the Senator for Meru, who is speaking
Please
on behalf of
finalize.
these
You
girls.
are on overtime now.
Can you give him 1 minute to encourage the Honorable Speaker?
You may encourage the students for 1 minute.
Madam Speaker, thank you. And I want to thank the Deputy Speaker for lobbying on my behalf. It has become habitual that when students come from a certain county, it's only the senator of that county that welcomes them. We must encourage the students that they belong to a country called Kenya, that students from Kirinyaga can be welcomed by the senator from Migori, and that students from Samburu can be welcomed by the senator from Kisii. That way, they go back having known who the senator for those other areas are. Nonetheless, Madam Speaker, I'd like to welcome the delegation, the young ladies, and I want to encourage them that the ladies who are sitting in this house, some of them if you look at their photos when they were young, they were worse off than the girls that are there. And so even them, they can shine, they can rise to become senators, they can rise to sit on the speaker's chair, they can rise to be great leaders in this republic. But also to remind the young ladies, Madam Speaker, that political leadership is not the only leadership available. You can be a leader in the profession, you can be a leader in church, you can be a leader in business, you can be a leader in very many facets. So let it not be taken that if you are not elected, then you are a leader. You are not a leader. So I want to encourage the delegation, I want to encourage the teachers, and also to affirm that one of the most diligent and orderly senators in this House happens to be the senator for Meru, the distinguished deputy speaker. And I hope that they can emulate the speaker, that they can also emulate some of the female members of this House, Senator Sige, Senator Miraj, Senator Ezena, our mom from Machakos, our mom from Bungoma, and our big sister, Senator Veronica. Sorry, Senator Kavindu said we should not refer to her as mom, but we take her as such. She's still a Gen Z, so on behalf of the female members of the Senate, I want to welcome the delegation, the young girls from the school in Meru. Thank you.
Back to order number 23, John Kenywa, you may speak. Senator John Kenywa. You are listed to contribute to the... you don't have to. If you are not ready, I can go to the next.
Madam Speaker, that was the concern that was raised by Senator Medho concerning me and him, that we were not given opportunity to comment on what we wanted to comment. Thank you, Madam Chair.
No, I think we've now bypassed. We have now moved on to order number 23. I'm only calling those who are contributing to the motion, please. What is your issue, Senator Mudama?
And Madam Speaker, you know, some of these statements were very crucial, like the Nairobi one. It pours water into Athi River, and that water goes all the way to Thwake, which is drunk by the people of Makueni, Kitui, and everywhere else. And we really wanted to comment and to talk to it, Madam Speaker.
Senator
because
Kavindu,
NEMA
please
people
sit.
should take charge and.
Sister Kavindu, Senator Kavindu, please. Now, the House is organized by the order paper, and I would like to request that senators respect that. We have already moved away from the statements. We are now on order number 23. So if you had logged in and you do not want to speak to the motion on report of the procedures of the Artificial Intelligence Conference, please just log out. Let me finish what I'm saying, please. So can all the senators who do not want to speak and had logged in to log out so that I can pick the ones who need to speak? So we have Senator Osotsi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I wish to contribute to this very important motion, which is a report on the proceedings of the Artificial Intelligence Conference on the role of Parliament in shaping the future and of a responsible artificial intelligence. This conference, Madam Speaker, was held in Kuala Lumpur last year, November last year in Malaysia. Madam Speaker, this is a very, very important motion because AI, which in full is artificial intelligence, is a very, very important area as far as our human development is concerned. And therefore, Parliament must perform its role as a driving force. Madam Speaker, I want to say that in late mid-90s, thereabout, when I was among the very few lucky students to be the first cohort of students to do a BSc course in computer science, when we were being taught about artificial intelligence and related subjects like expert systems, natural language processing, and all that. It was that time, it was very theoretical, and by then AI had not advanced. But we were being told that in future, AI is going to really control a lot of our life processes. Mr. Speaker, I'm glad that it never took long. In less than 20 years.
It is Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, sorry, you know, we are used to, so, Madam Speaker, I really respect you a lot. So let me recognize you as Madam Speaker. So I was explaining that that time, these things looked like futuristic. But now, Madam Speaker, this has become a reality. And the world has to catch up with the innovation and the technology around AI. We have no choice, Mr. Speaker. I have heard some people saying that we need to stop the use of AI. We cannot stop using AI, Madam Speaker. We can only regulate AI. And the faster we understand that, the better. And the primary body that is going to ensure that countries benefit in an appropriate manner from AI is parliaments, our parliaments. I know, Madam Speaker, that a lot of initiatives have been undertaken, including the National AI Strategy for 2025-2030 that was launched last year, Madam Speaker. I think that was a good initiative. What is needed is now the strategy to be implemented. Madam Speaker, we have a challenge in this country that most of the ICT-related strategies and plans are merely done on paper, but nothing happens after that, Madam Speaker. And if we dull, or if we do very little about AI in this country, AI is going to catch up with us. And maybe it will catch up with us in the wrong way, negatively. Because, Madam Speaker, AI has both positive benefits and also, if it is not utilized well, there are also negative benefits. And it is important that we have to put in place appropriate laws, appropriate regulations to drive this. I know that there are initiatives to bring artificial intelligence bill before this House, and I think that if this Parliament is very keen to help in addressing AI issues, one of the bills that needs to be fast-tracked by this House is the artificial intelligence bill. Most importantly, even as we approach the election, Madam Speaker, if we are not careful, AI is going to be a major factor in our election. It happened in many other countries, in the US and other countries that have been affected by misapplication of AI in politics. And already you can begin to see that some of those applications are now being undertaken in social media. So we really need to fast-track this bill, and not just in politics, in all aspects of life, Madam Speaker. AI is going to either affect us negatively or positively. Madam Speaker, even as we talk about AI, there are basics that needs to be done, Madam Speaker. And one of the basics that this country is lagging behind in doing is data management. Madam Speaker, in this technology-driven world, a country that does not invest in data will have its own, it will blame itself, Madam Speaker. The next big investment, global investment, after oil, is data, Madam Speaker. And that's why you see serious countries like US are investing a lot of resources in acquiring data, Madam Speaker. You saw the other day when someone came and was taking people's personal details, and there was a lot of noise around, but you know, that is the way the world is going. People are fighting to access data. People are fighting to protect data. So the issue of data sovereignty is very important. And I am concerned that this country does not take the matter of data seriously. We must organize our data, otherwise other people are going to use our data and apply AI to our disadvantage, Madam Speaker. In this world, Madam Speaker, we should not be struggling to generate data. For example, we are now doing voter registration. Why do we need to go through all that tedious process, Madam Speaker? When we are capturing data for our students when they are in primary, when they are in secondary, we are capturing data when people are born, we are capturing data when people have died, we are capturing all manner of data. Why can't we have an integrated infrastructure to manage for us that data, so that when we want to get a voter register, Madam Speaker, we do not have to spend billions of shillings, Madam Speaker, to generate a voter list, which ends up being faulty, Madam Speaker, having dead people there, having people who are not even of age. So, Madam Speaker, data management should be one of the prerequisites of our efforts and investment around AI. The other thing is, of course, regulations which I've talked about. We need to have proper laws and regulations around artificial intelligence. We also need to invest in people, Madam Speaker. Investing in people is important. I talked about that yesterday, that investing in skilled workforce will be one of the prerequisites of us benefiting from artificial intelligence, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, sorry. Madam Speaker, innovation also, appropriate innovation, appropriate infrastructure in this country. We have been told many stories about what is going to be done to have a super highway, Madam Speaker, and it is taking ages. We are not seeing that infrastructure. We want to have a proper ICT infrastructure in all our counties so that we can be able to take advantage of the benefits that comes with artificial intelligence. And if I may venture a little bit, when we talk about artificial intelligence, there are other things that also come with artificial intelligence. When I was in the class of computer science, we were taught something called natural language processing, where machines are going to behave, are going to generate and understand human languages, like Kiswahili, like Kiluya, like English, and others. That is where we are heading to. Machines being able to understand our languages. And even when we had a discussion in this house about the gadgets that we are having here, Madam Speaker, allow me to talk about them. These gadgets that we are having here are gadgets that should not really be in a modern day parliament, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this gadget here has no internet access. This gadget is not connected to any network. We want a scenario where a member is seated here and can access the library, Madam Speaker. I can access the library, I can read the reports, and that will enrich my contribution. This gadget here, all it does is just a voting machine, Madam Speaker. This is not what we called for. This is not what we wanted, Madam Speaker. Something has to be done. And even this gadget is not AI compliant, Madam Speaker. We want a gadget that we can speak to in any language, and it will translate. And a lot of our friends here, like Mudigi, will understand that better, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker.
Senator Kajuang, what's the point of order?
Madam Speaker, imputing improper motive on part of members of this House, particularly the commissioners who are responsible for the procurement of these gadgets, is disorderly conduct. Madam Speaker, is my good friend Senator Osotsi in order to impute improper motive and go further to try and demand that these gadgets do things that his phone can do? If he can't afford a phone with internet access, with AI assistance, he should tell us. Because there's no need for us to procure equipment or gadgets, and yet our phones are already doing that. Madam Speaker, let it not go on record that we feel that our commissioners have let us down on this particular one.
Point of order.
Senator Kajuang, I don't think the Senator Osotsi mentioned any commissioner. And I think he made a fair point about the capabilities of the equipment that we have. So I will rule that point of order out of order itself.
Yeah, thank you. I know Mr. Honorable Kajuang is my friend, and he's also an expert.
No, just proceed.
In this industry. And Madam Speaker, what I was saying, that we need a better equipment than this. Because what we had was even better than what we have now. And I wonder why the replacement had to be done. So this is a call we are making, and before you came on the seat, Madam Speaker, this debate had been in this House. My good friend Cherargei raised this matter, and many other members raised. We want to get value for money for what we invest in. The best infrastructure we would have here is what is called unified communication equipment, which I can even access my email and even connect to my phone, Madam Speaker, and do many other things. So there is a lot that needs to be done. Madam Speaker, I was just explaining that in the context of AI, that even this parliament must be AI compliant. Must be AI compliant. Otherwise, if we are not AI compliant, some people, one day, someone standing here called Osotsi, AI Osotsi, will
Senator
make a
Osotsi.
presentation. Let me allow my friend Eddie to...
I have not even asked for it. You wait for the speaker to speak, and then you... Do you want to be informed by Senator Eddie?
I want to be informed by Senator Eddie
Okech. Madam Speaker, my point of information is on this gadget that you're using here, because I've taken a quick audit action, and I'm disappointed that the Senator of Omobi was questioning my good friend Senator Osotsi in terms of functionability of this particular system. Madam Speaker, if you look at this system, number one, it doesn't have a simple word processor. I wanted to inform him so I can know that this system has no simple word processor, so that even if you're doing note-taking and writing down and you wanted to take some notes and write and interact, you can be able to do it as a senator. In this House, Madam Speaker, we have had situations where senators have to travel abroad, and when they travel abroad, they're invited to vote and engage online, Madam Speaker. This system, we are not seeing capabilities, Madam Speaker, of e-parliament software that we are demanded for. I'm just informing Senator Osotsi. Madam Speaker, this system, if you look at the conferencing and voting system facility, it is only the voting system that has been given here. But the conferencing facility that can even allow for interface during committee of the whole meeting is not in this system, Madam Speaker. And I'm just informing Senator Soti. Madam Speaker.
Senator Eddie, I will now call you out of order. Please have your seat. You are actually no longer informing because Senator Osotsi already has presented the information that this system does not do all those things that you're talking about. He didn't mention them in detail as you did, but from what he said, we can infer that the gadget cannot do what you're saying.
Madam
So please
Speaker,
sit down.
I'm just requesting, Madam Speaker, if you allow, that
Please sit down. Ask to speak on it later.
No, I'm just concluding.
Okay, quickly. One
Madam
minute,
Speaker,
and it had better be information. Don't expound on what he has told us.
Yeah, so I'm just informing the Speaker of the floor that he is the chair of CPIC. So you can as well request to further audit this system for the purposes of our understanding and to call the commissioner to order if the system is not adequate enough. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
That is also not information you are adding to the confirmation. Senator Osotsi, proceed, please.
So, Madam Speaker, if I may continue, that AI, we must prepare for it. If we don't prepare for AI, AI will prepare us, and it will prepare us negatively. And that's why I'm calling upon the government to take this matter seriously. And not just the government, it starts with us here. Can we fast track the artificial intelligence bill in this House so that we have it in law? We develop the appropriate regulations, Madam Speaker, and we also look at the other factors that may affect AI, like data issues, data sovereignty issues, and infrastructural issues, and even the other related laws, Madam Speaker, like the law on computer misuse and cybercrime, which remains to be one of the laws that has not been very well implemented in this country. The Data Protection Act, Madam Speaker, remains largely unimplemented, and I think a lot can be done by the relevant offices, the Office of the Data Protection and the ICT Ministry. Madam Speaker, this is a wake-up call, and I hope that many such conferences can be held so that it will educate our parliamentarians on the need to fast-track policies, programs, and laws around artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence is what is going to determine the success or failure of nations. And the next big wars will not be fought militarily, it will be fought through ventures like artificial intelligence. So every country must be on the watch, every country must prepare, and my concern is that developing countries like Kenya must take into account this need and prepare adequately for this innovation push through AI, so that we can protect our citizens from the dangers that come with AI, and also the benefit that also comes with the AI technology. Mr. Speaker.
Senator Sige.
I thank you very much, Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to make comments on the report on the conference held in Kuala Lumpur that discussed in detail the importance of responsible artificial intelligence. Madam Speaker, I would like to focus my submission on the juncture between artificial intelligence and the safety of women, particularly the rise in GBV, or TFGBV, which means technology-facilitated gender-based violence. And Speaker, I hope that this will be useful for the House and the public to hear, particularly off the back of the conference, the Commission of the Status of Women conference that yourself and others in this House attended alongside many other women stakeholders across Kenya and also the CSO community in New York just last week. Speaker, for me, Speaker, technology has been almost equal to giving me sight itself. It's been very useful. But I also see that for women, especially, tech is causing more problems than ever before. Sexual harassment, defamation, hate speech, cyberbullying, cyber violence, abductions through location tracking, and any online behavior that demeans, frightens, or causes harm is abusive and used in AI. When the focus is on someone else, Speaker, people may laugh it off as just harmless fun, but one day the internet might turn on you as well. Technology facilitated gender-based violence through AI, which is TFGBV, is absolutely everyone's problem. So when we see it, make sure that you don't support it and put a stop to it by saying something. Speaker, I had a very good conversation as we went and traveled to New York for the CSW conference with the country director of UN Women, Antonia Sodono. And she gave me a lot of very rich information and data that I think would be extremely useful for the House to consider when reading this report. Madam Speaker, she told us that globally, at least 1 in 3 women experience emotional or sexual or physical violence in their lifetime. The data reveals the widespread nature of violence against women, which continues to be underreported all across Kenya and the world because not all forms of violence are captured. Digitalization has exacerbated existing forms of violence, Speaker, and led to the proliferation of new forms, including image-based abuse, deep fakes, gender disinformation, and coordinated harassment of women on the internet and using technology. Gender-based violence is not only a grave violation of human rights, it's immeasurable and has a substantial economic drain on Kenya's development. NGEC, the National Gender Equality Commission, had a study 10 years ago in 2016 and estimated that at the time, GBV was costing the Kenyan economy approximately 46 billion annually, which is equivalent to about 1.1% of our GDP. She also told us the survivors and their families bear significant direct costs, including medical expenses, averaging at the time of the report 16,000 per incident, that's 1,000, alongside all types of legal costs, and even more alarming is the productivity losses that we face. Serious injuries facing an average losses of 223,000 shillings, while premature mortality neared 4 million per case, Speaker. At the national level, she also told us the productivity losses alone were estimated at over 33 billion annually in Kenya. These are resources diverted from households, enterprises, from national growth. These are funds that could otherwise be invested in education and healthcare and infrastructure in the country, as well as innovation, if we were to end violence against women, especially online. It's not only constitutional, it is an economic necessity for Kenya's prosperity, says lots of data across the country. Speaker, at the national level, these were already at the time billions of shillings diverted away from investment in education, like I said, in health, in infrastructure, innovation, because of unchecked violence against women in physically and also online. And it continues now with the rise of AI. But the economic consequences, Speaker, do not stop at household or public systems. You will know this as a proponent for ending GBV yourself. Our joint engagement with the private sector through the partnership with the Global Compact Network Kenya, which is IFC, and also the UN Women itself, has demonstrated that gender-based violence and TFGBV is also a systemic business risk, Speaker. In Kenya's agricultural value chain, workplaces with high prevalence of harassment and violence have recorded productivity losses equivalent to 5 to 7% of our annual revenue. That is a massive amount, Speaker. Conversely, companies that introduce structured safeguarding systems on AI and GBV reduce this by up to 71%, alongside improvements in absenteeism
Order
at
senators
workflows.
at the back who are speaking. Please, let's hear Senator Sige in silence.
Thank you very much, Speaker, for protecting me. This is extremely important information, Speaker, and I do hope and I beseech members, especially the men, who may not be privy to these kinds of statistics, to listen keenly. Speaker, this evidence is clear that GBV prevention, as well as TFGBV, is not charity, it's risk mitigation. It is workforce stability, and it is market resilience across the country. Ending violence against women, digitally or otherwise, therefore, is not only a social justice obligation, Speaker, it is also sound macroeconomic policy and business strategy. This is why access to justice must remain central to our national response. And that's why we're saying AI needs to be safe. When we can use it safely, then and use it to access support from courts and as well as survivor-centered support, we do more than uphold rights. We will stabilize families, protect livelihoods, mental health, and strengthen institutions across our country. Speaker, Kenya has already laid very strong foundations through its constitutional legislative reforms, and as well as national gender frameworks. The task before us is implementation now at scale. If we reduce gender-based violence and TFGBV, which is online through AI, we reduce suffering. We also release billions back into productive sectors, Speaker. We strengthen our workforces. We also build investor confidence across the country. We accelerate inclusive growth, and so much more. Speaker, in conclusion, I want to say that Kenya's progress in electoral reform towards AI is commendable, but democratic maturity lies in the meaningful participation in women in public life, and that means safe AI. Especially now that we're approaching 2027 elections, strengthening all of what I have said and what we have in this report on AI will be essential to safeguarding women's leadership and public trust. AI, as has been said, is a double-edged sword. It can be used for or against the growth and governance of this country. Inclusive democracy is stronger democracy, Speaker, is what I'm saying. And I hope that this report, as we really consider it seriously, we take it upon ourselves to look through the policies and legislations that it can support and it can strengthen so that AI is responsible, it is safe, it is affordable, and it does what it was meant to do, which was to support the human race and the growth of all of our jurisdictions. I thank you.
Senator Chirarke.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you through you, Senator Crystal Asige, That was very deep and incisive and precise. And as men, I want to assure her we have learned a lot. And some of us are gender champions. So you always have our support. And I agree that, Madam Speaker, on this report in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, I think we went last time as a committee chairpersons, liaison committee to Kuala Lumpur, KL, and Malaysia is a very good city. I'm happy that in this report that has been presented by Senator Enoch Wambua on Artificial Intelligence Conference that was convened on IPU and Commonwealth CPA, Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, that the issue of AI, Madam Speaker, is now becoming a serious concern. Madam Speaker, we are living in, there was agrarian revolution during agrarian industrial age, information age. Madam Speaker, we are now in digital age, and we cannot run away from AI. Madam Speaker, the artificial intelligence is here to live with us, and I want to agree with my colleagues who have indicated that AI play a critical role in gender, in parliament, in democracy, in elections. And you remember the case of Precambrian during the 2017 analytic Cambrica, even the evolution of AI has been very steady. Madam Speaker, it has to note that artificial intelligence also is being used in war. You have noted, Madam Speaker, that even the ongoing war between Iran and America, artificial intelligence is being used largely. So AI will become part and parcel of our lives. Madam Speaker, I want to say also I was surprised in last year when I appeared before the panel when I was presenting my thesis at the LLM in the University of Nairobi. I was impressed by the lecturers, panelists who allowed me to use AI. I remember, Madam Speaker, when I was in my undergraduate, AI or anything to use internet was considered Mwakenya. You could not use because it was not allowed. But now, even in academics, Madam Speaker, you are being allowed to use AI. And even I want to appeal to colleagues that even AI, Madam Speaker, you can do research, you can do bill drafting. And I think what this meeting, Madam Speaker, in Kuala Lumpur on AI, artificial intelligence of parliament, is that as a parliament we must take leadership. But Madam Speaker, it is premature to come up with a bill on AI. We should just restrict ourselves to AI policy, as my colleague has referred to, because AI is evolutionary. It will continue to be evolutionary going into the future. Madam Speaker, I want to say also, as a country, we are the leaders in usage of internet, followed by Nigeria and South Africa in the continent. And that is a very significant, Madam Speaker, because artificial intelligence must be used to address in parliament, in leadership, in public participation, in elections, in gender. And I think in this report, my sister, Senator Crystal, has captured ably on the role of AI and gender, Madam Speaker. Even in the use of oversight, the use of democracy. Madam Speaker, these are issues that we can, and I want to confirm, I heard my colleague who alluded that the Kenyan government has done something, but I want to inform the House that the projection is by 2027, we would have laid 100,000 kilometers worth of fiber cable across the country. That means there will be connectivity of internet and the usage of internet that will spur and allow the usage of AI, Madam Speaker. It has to come to attention of this House that, Madam Speaker, under the broad-based government, we have been able to have ICT hubs across 290 constituencies. And the future is that we must have an ICT labs in 1,150 wards across the country so that the young people can have opportunity, Madam Speaker. I agree with you, Madam Speaker, that as a country, we don't have enough job opportunities for the young people. Madam Speaker, you have heard, we had a discussion, a very hot discussion on the usage of Nyota, on the issue of Hustler Fund. Madam Speaker, we want to create opportunities for young people. Not all young people can get Nyota funds. Not all young people can get Hustler funds. Not all young people can go Kasi Maju, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, not all young people can be employed. We must be a fact. And I heard yesterday, Madam Speaker, when you were contributing about during your time in the university. And those times were very interesting, that you used to eat sausage and eggs, and you used to get allowances. I'm surprised. And buttered bread, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, you live like Sri Lankan children in your time in the university, Madam Speaker. and even buying a boombox radio, or what was the name? I know Senator Veronica Maina can inform me because you are in that era of enjoying good things, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, you are like Cerelac babies, Madam Speaker, which we didn't have advantage. As you finish school and you join what we call KTN, Kenya Tamaking Network. During your era, you used to do interview before even being employed. You know where you are going to work, Madam Speaker. But because of baby boom, because of population increment, Madam Speaker, we have to live with reality. And one of the ways to give opportunity, and I want to thank, Madam Speaker, I rarely give accolades, but I want to thank the county government of Nairobi, because they have allowed young people to do their content creation, to do the videos, to do shorts, Madam Speaker, on the streets of Nairobi. I was going with a minority leader somewhere yesterday, and young people are allowed to do their TikTok videos, to do their content creation, to do their films. And I think I want to appeal, Madam Speaker, all counties must give young people without charging anything to use the cities and towns to shoot their content, Madam Speaker. Because the future is in internet, we can create opportunities, Madam Speaker. My third point, Madam Speaker, I have heard, I know this proposal might not sit well with a number of people. Madam Speaker, we are aware, and allow me with the indulgence, that Nico Kadi, even me, Cherargei Nico Kadi, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to appeal to IEBC to also use the possibility of artificial intelligence, Madam Speaker. That is why, Madam Speaker, there was a proposal that when you are born in this country, you must be issued a security number. It would have been easy to register our children in school, to register for national identity card, to register for elections, Madam Speaker. I am aware for a couple of almost 10 years, 34.1 or plus million Kenyans have been issued with the current generation of identification card, Madam Speaker. Why is it that we have people who do not have or cannot be voters in this country? And the Constitution, you are a senior lawyer in this country, Madam Speaker, the Constitution provides for political rights, that each and every Kenyan must have a right to participate in political process, Madam Speaker. And I'm aware, Madam Speaker, you are having special delegates conference tomorrow of ODM, one of the largest political parties in this country, and we wish you well as you put your house into proper perspective, Madam Speaker. We must allow Kenyans to enjoy their political rights. And the only way, why don't the IEBC, in this during voter registration of Nico Kadi, why don't they allow the use of artificial intelligence? So that I am sad, Madam Speaker, with this day and era, that young people are queuing, long queues, Madam Speaker, to register as voters. And that one that discourages, Madam Speaker, you have to appreciate this generation,